they're still walking. Hello, Maeya TV. My name is Eligia. I'm your host as usual. Today I'm with Irina Vlad.
Hello.
Hello, who is a personal shopper and stylist and an expert in so many different fields. So we're going to get to know a little bit about her and sort of what she's working on. So let's start off with asking you a little bit about your background, because I know you've done so many things in sales. What made you know that you were good at this early on?
I actually started sales as a kid, as a joke. I was about 12 years old, and I thought it would be really cool to work in a friend's florist shop, and that was really my first job, making flower arrangements in the summer when I was 12 years old. And from there, I've just always worked. I've done a lot of different things that were always related to sales in one way or another. And from there, transitioned to banking. Left as a vice president in 2008, got my law degree, practiced workers' comp and bankruptcy, and then took over the family business, which we had a beautiful store in Studio City until 2021, and then started doing estate sales and styling and some interior design, things like that. Got my real estate license last year, realtor with Keller Williams Studio City, and now collaborate with estate sales. Even here in lovely Palos Verdes, Rhonda Williams from Grayson's Palos Verdes, Antiques on Magnolia, and Estate Sales by Vinci. All of those fantastic estate sales. I do designer rooms, and so it's always been about sales in one way or another.
That's really amazing. I want to pinpoint though, you're a lawyer, you practiced for 15 years. That's really cool. And did that help you out in your future businesses? I know you were in a different sort of field, but how did that inform the stuff you went on to do later on?
It definitely helps with contracts. It helps knowing your rights. A law degree is really invaluable. You use it every day in one way or another, and it just makes you a more multifaceted person. It gives you, knowledge, and knowledge is power.
That's amazing. So, it was interesting because I saw you actually read through our talent release, which you've never actually had anyone really specifically look through it. Can you tell us the importance of reading up on contracts and because it does affect your business way more than people might think, right?
Yes. Everything you do is a contract. You purchase an app, you click on the terms and conditions, you're in a binding contract. You go to an estate sale, you're creating a contract that, you enter at your own risk, that you will not hold the company or the owner liable. You purchase a product, you enter into a contract. Everything we do is transactional. There's some legal aspect to absolutely everything in life. So it's really been invaluable having that experience and that knowledge.
Yeah, that's so cool that you are able to really say that it does matter. You can't just be clicking things without knowing. Okay, so I do want to talk about that store you had, because I know it has some family history with you, and it's also you sold some pretty cool things there.
We did. We had various stores for about 37 years. We always had brick and mortar, and we closed in 2021, which was very, very sad but necessary. COVID and other factors unfortunately played into that. And I invited an estate sale company to do my estate sale at my store. And I outsold the whole company. And so I became kind of their general manager and started running estate sales, and left last year because I got my real estate license, became a realtor. And then I started having companies that I shopped at reach out and say, hey, do you have some designer items? Can you do some staging, run a designer room? And that's how my current business was born. So I joke that shopping is my superpower, but it's really only half joking. I love shopping. I think I'm really good at it. And I love that these pieces have a history that continues even after their owners don't. I think that's so important. It's sustainability, it's recyclability, all things that we should be looking to do and, focusing on.
So when you're, going through an estate and sort of picking out the things that are really special and you think that are going to have high value, there's a difference in something being valuable in terms of like money is just worth a lot. But sometimes things are signs, sometimes they have a history. Can you tell us a little bit about some of these objects that you might look, oh, it might be more special than it lets on?
Absolutely. I did an estate sale where the owners had Clementine Hunter originals that they had purchased from her, and they were very special. She's in museums. She's a very important artist with a very rich history, and the family knew what they were. They didn't know the value, so I did research and I connected them with a buyer who was in a position to give them the home that they needed and the respect that they deserved. Last year, there was an estate of a beautiful, beautiful model, and she had important costume sketches. And one of them actually went to auction at Bonham's last year, breaking records, and it was Judy Garland's poppy dress that was done by Bob Mackie. And I'm very, very happy to say that that sketch was actually reunited with the actual poppy dress that last time sold in 1978 by Sid Luft. So now both pieces are in the same, estate of the same owner. And how special is that I get to bring that to the world? And things like that have such historical meaning are actually surviving and being shown the respect that they deserve. That is so special. And that's really, what estate sales should be about. Whether you find a $5 treasure that's important to you, or you find a Chanel bag that has monetary value. It's all about the sustainability and the importance to the buyer and to the seller.
That's cool. Let's talk about sort of like location-wise. Whenever you get like a new home that you're gonna, pick stuff out from, did you see like a pattern maybe being in like LA? Do you see a lot of like maybe like movie history, or depending on where you go? We were talking about like there's golf courses around here. Maybe there's like a lot of golf things,
It is very, very kind of location centric. So what I do in LA for estate sales could be very different than what I do in Palos Verdes. Palos Verdes is a very different lifestyle. It's very coastal, it's very laid back. LA tends to be a little bit more shabby chic. So you're absolutely right. There is a location centric element to it that, you definitely see when you go to different sales and shop and sell at different sales, for sure.
So you mentioned something very beautiful about giving items a second chance.
Yes.
But I know you also love to give animals a second chance, and you like to volunteer. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do with your real estate, and then also you're volunteering at the
The Hollywood Heritage Museum.
Yes, the museum there as well.
Yes, I volunteer at the Hollywood Heritage Museum, and they're actually close to Hollywood. They're a fantastic organization. I highly recommend. There's also some sketches from the estate there available for view and sale. And in terms of my real estate, every transaction that I complete, I actually donate a portion to dog rescue that one of my dogs came from. It's Delaney's dog. And I think it's very important to give back and to basically leave the world, a better place than you found it. And whether that's sustainability, whether that's donating to rescues or your time, it's all about helping the world be a better place. That's why, I love styling people. I love their renowned passion for fashion, if you will, and introducing a whole new generation to designers like Chanel, like Balmain, like Versace, so that those designers can continue in perpetuity. So very important to bring that to a whole other generation and expose them to that beauty. The same with staging homes from estate sales. You can find some wonderful, unique items that just don't exist anymore. And I think that's fantastic to be able to do that. I'm very, very blessed and privileged.
So you mentioned, you are also a stylist. Can you tell us about your process in styling someone? I know you've styled May here, but how does that play into what you do?
It's very nice to be able to draw from inspiration of old Hollywood and maybe circa 1990s, 2000s, when fashion was in a really different place, everything always comes back around. Nothing ever truly dies or goes away. Right now, we see a resurgence of what was popular in the 90s, and I love that. I love being able to style people based on fashion, but also what they're comfortable wearing. Tapping into their inner style, I think, is so important. It allows people to express themselves. It's what the world sees. They see you on the outside. It makes them want to get to know what's on the inside. And I love bringing that to the surface.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
So, of all these pieces that you found, is there anything that one that resonated with you and you're like, I want to keep this for myself? You bought it yourself?
Several, I will admit, but I also have a rule that if I keep something, I have to sell something because I think that's fair. It keeps the cycle going, it pumps money into the economy, and it gives someone else a chance to own something special.
When you're going to do an estate sale for like a new house and it's like belongs to like a maximalist who has so much stuff, is it sort of daunting and like anxiety inducing, or are you excited to, because I know there's like a time frame for that stuff?
Yes, there is a time frame, and you have to make it ready for the estate sale, and it can be daunting, but you just put your head down and you just plow through. You know, you find a system, and whether it's pricing one room all at the same price or having different racks with different prices, you just make it work. It's all about being able to think on your feet and being able to be flexible. You know, nothing is too daunting, nothing is out of reach as long as you find a way to get through it.
I know one of the things you really like to pick out is jewelry.
Yes.
Do you have any sort of stories about like particular pieces that you found, or anything that you're like, wow, this is really beautiful, I've never seen it before?
I've definitely come across a lot of beautiful jewelry. The hoarder in me wants to keep it all.
And you're decked out today. You look very lovely.
Thank you, thank you.
Chanel earrings and everything.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. You know, I love a good, I love the chase. You know, it excites me, even if I don't keep it for myself, even if it's not worth thousands of dollars. It's just finding the beauty in everything. So, you know, there are pieces that I kept, there are pieces that I've passed on to someone that could provide a better home for beautiful pieces of jewelry. I'd like to say that all the jewelry I found is beautiful in its own way for someone out there. So it's just about making that match, that love match of a client who's looking for something, or maybe has no idea that they're looking for something, and to introduce something that I found.
So I wanted to ask you, what is like the first thing, what's the highest like demand that goes whenever you have an estate sale? Because I'm sure there's people that are like lined up as soon as you open the doors. They're like, I want this.
Scarves, designer scarves are always huge. Designer purses, then followed by jewelry, then clothing and shoes, because you have to understand, anyone can wear jewelry, anyone can wear a purse or scarves. Not everyone can wear certain size or style of clothing or shoes. So things like that, they always go super fast within the first 1 to 2 hours. And I love that. I love the excitement. I love how people are just right there. And they're in that headspace that they found something that they really love and they can give it a new home. That is so exciting for me because it gives me credibility. It means that I did well in my selection or my placement. And that is so, so complimentary.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Do you have any stories of someone coming in looking for something and you just felt so happy that they took home a specific item? Maybe it wasn't even something you would have thought was that special, but it was special to them.
Actually, there was a woman that came in. She showed me a picture of a piece of jewelry, and I showed it to her, and she said it's very lovely, and she just didn't have that enthusiasm. So I showed her a beautiful vintage amber string, faceted beads, gorgeous, and she fell in love, and her eyes lit up, and the expression on her face just instantly changed, and she was literally love struck. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sell you the piece you came for. If you want anything, I suggest you get this necklace instead. And you just see it on people's faces. Their eyes light up, they smile, and it's so trivial. It's just a necklace. It could be anything. it could be a $5 item, but that joy, that's really what it's about. That happiness, because it makes you believe in a simpler, better time. And that's really what we need right now. You know, we live in such turbulent times, and whatever happiness we can get, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to cost thousands. It just has to make you happy.
Oh, that's really beautiful. Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah. So when someone is looking to maybe, you know, get like furniture for their home or decorate, like what do you have? Do you have any advice for people that are looking for estate sales, or like where they can find something? Maybe their budget's not huge, but they're looking to, you know, find pieces that are valuable to them and maybe fit their style, which is, you know, what people just want their space to be happy. What would you say like they could look to find places in estate sales and things like that?
Definitely go estatesales.net, estatesales.org. I am very loyal to the estate sale companies that I shop at, and I usually check with them first. And I would say be open. You know, you may not get the piece that you were wanting to get. You may not get it within the budget that you wanted. Be flexible. Be open. It's almost like building a relationship. You're going to have this piece for a few months or a few years. How much do you love or hate it? You know, and if you can kind of compromise, I think it'll really open up the world of estate sale shopping in a different way and in a different level. It's kind of like real estate. You know, I wish every client found the house they wanted, but they may not. It may take some work. And it's the same with estate sale shopping.
Yeah. So what is your goal for the next couple of years within you know, all the sales you're doing? I know you're doing real estate, and would you ever see yourself opening up another shop, or you're just trying to grow maybe your network of people that are trying to shop for you?
I would definitely like to have a concierge service where I would be able to bring clients together with services that would be like property management, you know, project management, estate sales, even dog walking, dog grooming. Just a whole plethora of services that people would not have to look around for. It would all be in one place. I think that would be a fantastic goal, and it would tie all of my loves together in one place.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
How far back have you found an item? Like what's the oldest thing that you found?
I found items as far back as the early 1800s.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
Yes.
What was it? Can we know?
It was a traveling walnut desk set that belonged to a lawyer. I actually found his business card inside.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You probably find things like within books, within like
exactly,
you know,
purses, within wallets. It's amazing what you can find.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
Thank you.
Any last like really interesting thing that you've found before? Did you find any connections between houses that you've done?
I was able to find some books and, you know, like the traveling desk and some jewelry, and I was able to trace it to certain notable people in, we'll say California. I can't name names.
The entertainment industry.
Yes, yes. So that's always special, you know, when you can make those connections, and it's not a requirement, but it's nice when you kind of know the provenance of an item in that way.
Yeah, when you don't have to research it, you kind of know where it's from.
Yes.
Things like that. Oh, that's really cool. That's so exciting. It's you know, a lot of things carry memory.
Exactly, and significance.
Yeah. Okay. So let us know where we can find you, and sort of want to plug your socials, or where we can find you. She's a real estate agent. Yeah.
Appreciate it. So my handle, I have multiple ones, but I'll give you guys the main one. It's just Vika here. So it's ITS, just JUST, Vika, VIKA here, HERE on Instagram. Vika is my mom's name. She's Victoria, and that was my former store name, Victoria's, in her honor.
Beautiful.
So that's why the handle reflects that.
That's so sweet.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you guys, everyone, for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. It was so interesting.
Thank you. Go out there and shop, guys.
Yeah, go find some cool stuff, all right? And then, yeah, stick around for more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.